Nintendo and Grand Theft Auto go together as well as a peanut butter and tree bark sandwich. That's to say, not at all. Unless you're into that, I've seen weirder things. Grand Theft Auto, a game series focusing on crime, drugs, and violence, isn't exactly a series that comes to mind when you think about the bright, colorful, and kid-friendly Nintendo consoles. However, just like GTA 5 having a heartwarming story about a group of misfits and the bonds between them, life is full of surprises. So today, we're going to check out some GTA games on Nintendo consoles, as well as a certain Grand Theft Auto clone that was heavily inspired by Nintendo games and was released on a Nintendo console. So grab your Uzis, tune your radios to West Coast classics, and let's do gangster stuff. Can you tell I've never done this before? However, for me to be able to do and continue this gangster stuff, I need help, like from today's awesome sponsor, Dragon Awakens. Dragon Awakens is an awesome free-to-play MMORPG. Go on an epic quest to protect your kingdom using the power of dragons. There's so many amazing things you can do in this game. Create your own warrior and choose between multiple skills that suit your gameplay. Explore dungeons, get into some PvP combat, and even get some sweet pets and dragons to help you along the way. Dragon Awakens uses a really complex and addicting turn-based battle system. It's so in-depth but flashy and fast at the same time. Every attack feels so satisfying to pull off. It's also a game you play in your browser. Super accessible and easy to run on almost any computer or laptop. Nothing fancy needed. There's no excuse for you to not give this a go. I've been playing for a few days now and have easily become addicted. So, help support my channel and head to spawns.org/ConnorTheWaffle to sign up for Dragon Awaken today. Thanks again. Now before we check out the game, let's take a quick look at Nintendo's interesting history with the Grand Theft Auto series. Now believe it or not, I'm a huge GTA fan. There I was, sitting at home playing Banjo-Kazooie in my room, when all of a sudden my cousin shows up with a PS2 and a copy of Vice City. Then I was hooked. Hey, you got a problem? Move out of the way! And I've been a fan ever since. There was actually a Grand Theft Auto game planned to be released all the way back on the NES. Now, as weird as that may sound, with possibly having a game about stealing cars and doing drive-bys on the same console as Kirby, the NES also had this. So hey, anything would have been possible. The game, however, was eventually cancelled. But enough of that. Let's check out what we all came here to see. A little game known as Retro City Rampage. An amazing game combining 80s and 90s pop culture, retro video games of the past, and of course, Grand Theft Auto. Now the title of this video says ripoff, also Nintendo's, but it's not really Nintendo's. But also, this game is actually really original. So why did I call it a ripoff? I don't know, I have a lot of videos that say ripoff that just look like it'd fit in. Retro City Rampage has a really interesting development history. The project started all the way back in 2002, where game developer Brian Provinciano wanted to recreate one of his favorite titles from back in the day, GTA 3, utilizing 8-bit sprites that would be found on an NES, under the codename Grand Theft Endo. And yup, this is a GTA 3 tribute alright. Cars, weapons, missions, and even familiar GTA locations like Ammu-Nation. It was a pretty big hit. However, the final update for the game was in 2005, where it looked like the project had been shelved. Aw, man! But fear not, because the project re-emerged in 2008 with the title Retro Theft Endo, but what was then quickly renamed to Retro City Rampage, probably due to the fact that Nintendo doesn't play well with others. The game kept its art style and gameplay, but was mostly remade to have a new original story with its own characters, locations, etc. But if there's one thing the game's creator loves, it's paying tribute to titles he loved in the past. And this game is pretty much the ultimate tribute title, having loads of references to NES games like Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, Mega Man, Contra, Ninja Turtles, Metal Gear, and many other retro games. Story time! So it's 1985, in the city of Theftropolis. Alright, whatever, that's fine, you know, I've heard of weirder places. Like Chicken, Alaska. That's real, by the way. So we take control of this cool dude known as The Player. That's his name, don't question it. Who's a thug for hire, eventually getting hired by a major crime syndicate known as The Jester. Man, I should become a thug for hire. Look at all the cool perks. Big money sign, travel opportunities, health benefits, and a cellular telephone? I like it. Cut to 3 years later. Literally, that's what happens. Where the intro starts up, explaining to... This looks and sounds very familiar. Anyway, it's 2012 and time for a bank heist. My favorite 2012 activity. It's the first mission, so this is more or less a getting used to the controls kind of mission. Drive away from the cops, hit all the pedestrians, and shoot some stuff. Now, just like Grand Theft Auto, there is a story that we will talk about here and there, but the main attraction, of course, are all the absurd and wacky scenarios you'll come across. For example, during the bank heist, you'll enter a sewer where you'll come across some platforms and pipes that have turtles coming out of it. If you hit this block, kapow! The turtles fall on their back, which is of course a small tribute to the Mario Bros. Arcade game. A nice and quick little cameo. Expect a lot of these cute little moments. So we get to the bank, take out the guards, and successfully rob it. That was easy. Now it's time to escape because... your actions have consequences! But oops, looks like traffic is kinda heavy. Player, go hit the crosswalk button. Are you serious? I'll be squashed like that frog over there. Oh no! A moment of silence for Frogger. How will we ever... Okay, well, that's definitely one way to do it. So we try to escape again and head into a telephone booth. That accidentally ends up being a time machine. Don't you hate when that happens? Taking us to the year 2000XX, where we meet up with our new friend, Doc Chalk, a parody of Doc Brown, who lets us travel around in his DeLorean as he helps fix the time machine, all while believing that we are the hero of time. Just wow. All of this is the first 15 minutes of the game. From here on out, it's pretty much Grand Theft Auto. You can continue on with the story, do some fun side quests, or just explore and design your character. I personally always find GTA stories to be fun, going from local nobody to major crime lord. However, the most fun I always have with the games is when I'm just messing around, causing as much mayhem and destruction as possible. The wackier the better. For example, there's a section of the game where you're in a tank just mowing down police cars and whatever's in your way. It's absolutely insane. But it turns out that was all just a dream, and he starts waking up like Mario at the end of Super Mario Bros. 2 and is like, wow, that was a wacky dream, time to do something realistic. Like going into a strip club and shooting strippers with a laser. A lot of them. Sure. The gameplay and presentation is really solid. It manages to stand out from all the other 8-bit throwback games that exist. It looks like an NES game, but plays like a modern title, with its speed, tight and responsive controls, and flashiness. The music is also hardcore. Yeah! Every song is just full of adrenaline and makes you feel like I have so much energy for destruction! The game is just fun, simple as that. It's a nice alternative for GTA, while at the same time being a completely different experience. If that makes sense. It's kind of like Super Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie. Sure, on the surface they can be looked at as the same game, but in reality, they're both such unique and special experiences that you can't just play Mario 64 and be like, yeah, I've pretty much played Banjo-Kazooie. And if you do say that,
yeah, f*** you, you high and mighty weasel!
Retro City Rampage, I feel, does everything right. Everything from original material, incorporating references and tributes, as well as its new material. The game was released officially on consoles in 2012, and still to this day can be purchased on Nintendo's eShop for the Switch, so definitely pick up the game if you can. I honestly don't know why I really made this video. I guess I've just been playing a lot of GTA 5 and it got me in the mood. Thanks for watching, and don't worry, next video, we'll get back to basics. See ya! Hey guys, I hope you liked the video. Quick reminder to click the links in the description to play Dragon Awakens. It's really fun, and if you're a huge weeb like me, it's everything you could ever hope for.